Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. How are you? You are here. Go you. Ringing my bell for everybody. Welcome. Share your wins in the chat. You are here. That's a win right away. I always start these calls with wins because it's so important to celebrate what's working. So share in the chat. What is working for you today? You are here. Right away, that's a win. I'm so happy to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Share those wins in the chat. I am going to read them out, but right away, congratulate yourself for showing up, right? You didn't have to be here and you chose to come. That is a win in and of itself. So please notice that for yourself. Remember, what we celebrate, we integrate. That is how we make the changes we want for ourselves. It's really important to name and notice what's working. So again, please share in the chat. I'm going to give everybody a minute to type something in there. You're here. Zoom user, I am more optimistic and positive day by day. Amazing. That is great. I am so happy to hear that. Fantastic. Who else? What else? What's working? What is working for you? What is going well? Susan, I am here and excited to learn and work on myself. Amazing, Susan. I love it. Tracy, despite a day of downers, I am here. You're here. Amazing. Amazing. And you can turn the day around. You can finish strong. Fantastic. All right, everybody. We're going to do a minute of mindful breathing. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stop, pause. If you can take a seat, that would be great. It's really helpful if you can to place your hands over your heart center. When you do this, you're releasing oxytocin into your system. You're slowing your heart rate down just by placing your hands over your heart center. And then gently closing your eyes or a soft gaze towards the ground. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose. And exhaling twice as long. And again, nice, deep breath in through your nose. And exhaling twice as long. Coming into this moment and this breath right now. So you're letting go of everything that happened before you came to this call. And you're not worrying about what's coming next, just breathing. Really focusing on the air as it moves into your body on the inhale and out of your body on the exhale. Using every breath as a chance to begin again. And then gently, slowly, when you're ready, opening your eyes, coming back to the call. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for doing that with me. I would love it if you could check in right now and notice how you're feeling. So think about how you were doing before you did the mindful breathing and how you're doing now. And can you see a difference? Name it. Name it in the chat. Do you see a difference just from a minute of slow, deep breathing? I always start the calls with that grounding breath. It helps us all attune to each other, but also it's bringing us into this moment. And it's a very fast way of resetting your nervous system. Susan said, I feel more relaxed and focused. Okay, amazing, Susan. So it's really good to notice that because the breath is always with us. It's free. We do it all the time. Anna said she's feeling present. Fantastic, right? That slow, deep breathing, it's grounding, it's free. You can do it anytime, anywhere. And when we check in with our nervous system, we are less apt to check out with any behaviors that don't serve us. Betty said, a win today. I spent the morning with my sister-in-law and didn't let her trigger me. Amazing. Because the truth is, Betty, other people are a circumstance, and it's not other people that are triggering us. It's our thoughts that trigger us. So however you feel comes from your thoughts. And so, if you're with your sister-in-law and you think different thoughts about being with her, she can't touch me, I'm not going to let this bother me, whatever happens, it's okay, she can be her, whatever it is, you're much better apt to manage the moment. Fantastic. Tracy, I was at a viewing this morning of a young woman who passed a breast cancer. I'm so sorry, Tracy. It makes me appreciate her breath so deeply. Yes, life is precious. Life is precious. And those are moments where we don't want to feel good, right? Grief is grief. But it does make us very appreciative of the fleeting nature of life. Beautiful. All right, I am going to share my screen with everyone. Did our celebrations and we did our mindful breath. Just a quick disclaimer, the advice and coaching that I give on this call is for educational purposes only, and it's not a substitute for medical or nutritional care. Okay. And who am I? You're here with me. Who am I? Julie Mann. I am a life coach. I am a retired educator. I am a mindfulness facilitator, a positive neuroplasticity teacher, a proud mom, a Brooklynite, and a seeker of unexpected urban beauty and delights. Like today, when I was walking through the park, there were people giving a free art class. Couldn't believe it. I had to run home to do this call, but I'm going to head back there later and see if they're still there. All right, so today I want to talk to you all about emotional mastery. That is the focus of Rewire and Rise next month. And, creating inner safety is part of emotional mastery. Like Betty talked about not getting triggered by her sister-in-law. And, it's very important, Betty, to notice the language we use, right? Trigger, it acts like there's this like mysterious force that is creating emotion. But the truth is, again, that it is our thoughts that create our feelings. And if we know that there are certain people where we seem to be getting a little heated or activated, right, we can think, what am I thinking about this person? And is that serving me? So it's really important. I started with the breath. It's really important that we create this feeling of inner safety in our nervous systems, because when we are regulated, grounded, like we did with the breathing, right, that supports our growth. Right? We want to be the masters of our emotions, and we need to feel calm in order to do that. When we feel calm, that builds our capacity to be with what arises. Tracy talked about being at a viewing and how it's making her appreciate the beauty of life. So her takeaway was, life is fleeting, let's not waste it. Right? That's a very grounded response. When we feel calm, we have capacity to be with grief, to be with frustration, to be with any uncomfortable emotion, because we feel safe. And then that safety enables us to change. So I want you all to answer this question. You're here. Please, the more you interact, the better for you. What helps you return to calm? If you're feeling a little activated, what helps you return to calm? For me, it's slow, deep breathing. It's getting out into nature. It's finding beauty. What helps you return to calm? John Kabat-Zinn says, you can't stop the waves, but you can learn to surf. Betty said tapping. Tapping is wonderful. Emotional freedom technique. I also practice tapping. I am an EFT practitioner. Love it, Betty. That's fantastic. Who else? What else? What helps you return to calm when you're feeling a little activated? Skylar says breathing and grounding, getting her feet on the ground. Amazing. Son said closing my eyes. Amazing. Amazing. So wiping out your visual sense helps you feel calm. Okay, great. All right. So again, we're going for emotional mastery. Another way is to develop resilience through regulation. Okay, so keep thinking about this question and start typing it in the chat. Tracy said taking care of others. So when you're outwardly focused, Tracy, that helps you feel calm. Great. Okay, and now think about this. How do you care for yourself during times of stress? Because our nervous systems need to learn safety. right? If we're feeling activated, we want to come back to now. That recovery, regaining calm, safe nervous system, it really matters. Again, because the more stable we feel, the more apt we are to grow and change. So again, when you're feeling stressed, what are ways you take care of yourself? Thich Nhat Hanh says, feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. So any distress you might be experiencing, it's going to move. Nothing stays with us forever. That's the truth of it. So what are ways you can care for yourself during moments of stress? You know, hands on your heart. I'm feeling stress, and that's okay, right? What else? What are things you can do during those moments of stress? Bilateral stimulation, passing an object back and forth across the midline. I'm just doing some things to give you clues, but I would love to hear from the group. What are things you do to take care of yourself during stress? Tracy said walking, one of my favorites. And you know, Tracy, walking is bilateral stimulation, actually. Walking is a wonderful way to calm our nervous systems, to manage in stress. And that movement in nature, right? That's really helpful. Who else? Thank you, Tracy. Anyone else? How do you take care of yourself during stress? You can try this out, bilateral stimulation. You can also do butterfly tapping. Me sun, taking a nap. Oh, rest is so important. Or closing my eyes under the blanket, closing down the overthinking mind, resetting my mood. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Taking out my cherry blossom globe. All things settle when we leave them alone. Feelings come and go like clouds in a windy sky. Let the cherry blossoms settle. Beautiful. Susan, rise above it, meaning looking at the bigger picture. Yes, in the timeline of a giant life, is this going to matter in 5 hours, in 5 days, in 5 years? Probably not. Probably not. I love it, Susan. Okay, and we want to rise up from the calm, right? The thing is, the calmer we are, the easier it is to rise above things that no longer serve us. Being calm is super powerful, right? And learning to regulate our nervous systems, that is trainable. It's a skill. It's a skill, right? And then when we feel safe, we can be courageous. We can grow. So think about this. When you feel steady inside, who are you? What version of you shows up when you feel steady inside? Herman Hesse says, within you, there is a stillness and a sanctuary. So who is the version of you when you're feeling steady inside? I'm waiting for some answers, but I'm going to keep going. Okay, so I call this monthly call the Rewire and Rise experience. It's a little taste of what I do in Rewire and Rise coaching. Okay. Rewire and Rise coaching is such a great place to be. We have weekly live coachings on Sundays at 10 a.m. Eastern, so tomorrow, right? And then there's written coaching available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I always respond. So you have nonstop coaching whenever you need it. And every month there is a theme. There are workbooks that go along with the theme. And when you join, the second you join, you get access to all of it. Imagine all of the workbooks, all of my prior calls, all of my lessons. So not just the lessons from this year, but from all the 6 years of coaching I've been doing. There are hundreds of lessons. There are like 55 or 60 guided meditations. It is an infinite source of resources and support to help you rise above any habit that's no longer serving you and create the life you want. So I'd really encourage you to consider joining. And I am going to take some time now to do live coaching because you're here and that is what this is for. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. My son said when she's stressed, she takes a shower, the washing off the stress. Yes. Water therapy. It's so helpful, even just a little bit. And then you feel refreshed after. Even though the stress might still be there, I can handle it better because I feel better. Beautiful. I love that. I love it. Okay. So who's got questions for me? Questions about coaching? Questions for coaching, anything, fair game. You're here, use the time. What would you like to support with or answered? You can just unmute and I'll be happy to, or if you can't talk, you can type your question in the chat.
I would like some coaching.
Go ahead, Anna.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can put my camera on. I'm not sure. Yeah, there.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I have a question. So I belong to a drums band. It's an all women's drum band.
Wow.
And it's fantastic. We
Amazing.
rehearse on Saturdays and we play. We play in festivals. We play in demonstrations. We play everywhere.
Wow.
Um, and it's something that I really enjoy. But on the other hand, I cannot stop comparing myself with the other women all the time. And I see that that is taking some of the joy away, and
Sure.
I cannot stop myself from doing
Well,
it.
you can stop yourself. You can. You haven't been, but you can. And I mean, you remember Murray, my friend Murray. That's
Mhm.
what Murray does. All human brains compare. There's nothing wrong with your brain. It's not unusual. All human brains compare. That's what we do. Because remember, when we were living in tribes, if we didn't measure up and got kicked out of the cave, we would have gotten killed. It was a matter of survival. So Murray is trying to protect you. Right. That's the first thing. And then the second thing is having grown up in diet culture, again, women compare all the time and it's a group of women. So normal. But here's the way that you can stop is you can say, "Oh, it's Saturday. I'm going to my drumming circle. Murray is going to want to compare, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to notice it and I'm going to have an urge to do it and I'm going to redirect my focus to the beat, to the color of the floor, to the sound of the music, whatever it is. But you're going to pick a focus and you're going to redirect your brain. And Murray's going to want to keep going back there and you're going to redirect and you will forget and remember and forget and remember and forget and remember. But over time, you'll do it less and less and less. You might make a practice of looking in the eyes of other people, not at their bodies, not at their clothes, but at their eyes or their drumming technique. You understand what I mean? You're going to give Murray another job.
Yeah, I like that.
And it'll be uncomfortable at first, very uncomfortable, right? But that's the productive discomfort of growth and change versus the destructive discomfort of constantly seeing how you measure up to these women. It's who cares? Who
Yeah,
cares? Right?
yeah,
You're there, you're making music, you perform, you love it, it's amazing. And
yeah,
Murray, of course, is like danger, danger, danger. You can't just relax and have a good time. You need to see, do you really measure up? Right? So important.
yes.
Right. So again, you pick your focus. You can decide in advance. I'm going to go to this drumming circle. I know my brain is going to want to judge, compare, etc. And instead, what do I want to focus on?
Mhm. Focus on the drumming itself will be perfect for me.
Yes, of course. Beautiful. And so easy. I don't mean easy like, it's you're changing a pattern, so not easy, but so easy that you're in a drumming circle that the
Yes.
music can be the focus because it
Yeah.
should be the focus anyway.
It should be. Yes.
Right? Like you're there to drum. You're not there to beat
Yeah.
yourself up for whatever crazy things Murray is saying.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, feel the beat, listen to the beat, like embody the beat, all of that.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
I love it. What a great question. And it's so applicable to any situation, right? We're at the gym and instead of focusing on the workout and how our bodies feel, we're comparing ourselves to other people, right? Everybody does it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Totally normal. Takes overt practice to shift that pattern, but it's absolutely doable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah,
Julie.
my pleasure. My pleasure. Tracy said, in yoga, it is said, where your eyes go, focus follows. Absolutely. Absolutely. We get what we focus on. We are what we say, we are what we think about, et cetera, et cetera. And when you give your brain a good focus of attention, something that's going to serve you, it's going to do that. It's going to do that. Great. Who else? Who's got a question? Question, comment, concern. And again, you could ask me about coaching, something you want to know. And if you can't talk, type it in. My son said, I said I want to teach yoga, and that's my dream. But I feel anxious or stressful when I think about it. I feel stuck and guilty not taking action. Yes, we talked about this, my son. Sometimes this ruins my day just thinking about it. Yeah, so what story are you telling? I am doing because I'm not doing what I said I will do. Should I just focus on recovery for now? No. No. I mean, my son, you can do whatever you want, but I mean, is that really what you want to make your focus? Because I think you have a bigger life to live, love. And I mean, I don't know if you can talk, me son. I'm guessing not because you're typing in the chat, but we spoke last week about doing something small, like making a 5-minute video and sticking it on the forum for us to try out, right? And just taking the leap and going before you're ready. You know, you're never going to feel like it. And actually, me son, you're in the group. There is a lesson called How to Feel Like It. And everybody else listening, I did a podcast with Catherine that says like you do care. Um, and I think you don't need to feel like doing something to do it. And often with things that are, you know, a little cringy, a little outside of our comfort zone, we don't feel like it at first. Murray is going crazy. Danger, danger, danger. Just focus on recovery, right? Just hide in the cave, stay there, right? Instead of, this is a dream of mine. And anytime anybody moves towards their dream, Murray goes crazy. You're going to die. That's what Murray says when we try to do these things, right? And of course, you're not going to. This is, and me son, another lesson, and this was also a podcast, Productive Discomfort Rocks. Watch that lesson. Okay. So again, if you're listening and you're not in the group, you're lucky. There are lots of podcasts I did about these topics, but if you are in the group, me son, productive discomfort rocks, and you don't have to feel like it. Or I think it's called How to Feel Like It. Because the thing is, whenever you have a stretch goal, something challenging, you're not going to feel like it, right? And in the world of food, right, if you're trying to change a pattern, right, if you have urges and you're not acting on them, you may not feel like it, right? But you do it anyway. And then you celebrate. Go me, I did it. My son said, I guess I need to make it small and doable and then repeat. Yes. And you celebrate so hard. You do it. You see that nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. Everybody's excited. Go me, I did it. And then you continue forward. My son, let me know if that resonates for you, if that makes sense. Let me know. Great question. And again, for all of you here, you know, think about anything that you're doing in life that's taking you out of that comfort zone. Murray is going to say, no, go back to the cave. That's scary, right? But the worst thing that you can feel is an emotion, right? So in this case, with, you know, stepping into that role of yoga teacher, you might feel a little anxiety. That's okay. You can breathe through it, right? That's all. That's all that it is. Who else? Who's got questions? Misan, yes, celebration is powerful. Practice that is a powerful practice that will get me going. Exactly. I mean, go you. You showed up, you asked about it. This was something you asked about last week too. It's obviously been percolating in your brain. Think about future you and how proud of you future you is going to be, how grateful future you will be when you do the thing you've been wanting to do for all this time. Right? And imagine all those lucky people who are going to get the benefit of your skills as a yoga teacher. Think about all the people that aren't benefiting from that right now that you could be serving. I'm looking forward to it. Who else? Who's got questions? You're here for a reason.
Okay, Julie,
Yes.
kind of everything you've been talking to them before. I mean, I know what I want to do, but I constantly kind of give in. I want to eat more like on a calendar or make better choices,
Uh-huh.
but in the moment, it's I give in and I'm like, nope, I'll start tomorrow. I mean, it's all the common excuses.
Sure. Well, but
So,
everybody has those same excuses,
right,
which is good to know because then you know it's not real, right? If everybody has the same thought about giving in, right?
right.
It's not a thought to believe. You need to be onto your brain. Those are all those permission giving thoughts. I'll start tomorrow. What happens? Tomorrow never comes. Your life becomes an endless string of tomorrows, right? The other thing, there's another one that I think is hysterical. And again, I feel like I did a podcast on this, but that whole thing, like, I just have to get this out of my system, right? People always say that. The irony is that when you're getting it out of your system, as in you're ingesting the thing, right? Number one, you're reinforcing that the urge is going to be even stronger, and you're keeping it in your system. By having it, your body is going to crave it. That's just the fact of it. What our bodies crave, whatever we just gave it. So, whatever you've been eating is the thing that you're going to crave. So if you want to shift a pattern, again, I call these inflection points. Again, I did a podcast on this. I've got lessons on it. This is the stuff we do in the group all the time, but it's an inflection point. You've got the destructive discomfort of giving in. It gets harder and harder and harder over time. Every time you give in, you're breaking trust with yourself. You don't feel well physically. You're reinforcing that urge. So the pathway gets stronger because we are what we repeatedly do. Destructive discomfort, only net negatives, versus the productive discomfort of having the urge and not acting on it. In the beginning, it can feel hard, it can be intense. And again, I have so many tools about this, right? And then over time, it gets easier and easier and easier. And there is instant gratification. You don't act on the urge, and then you go, woo, go me. And you wake up the next day, I'm in my integrity. I feel so good. I slept better. My mood is better. My energy is better. My digestion is better. And I am a person who keeps her promises to herself, right? And so you want to steep yourself in that, visualizing that and journaling about that and catching those permission giving thoughts. So when you hear your brain say, I'll start tomorrow, you say, listen, Murray, tomorrow never comes. And when you hear your brain going, oh, but just one, there's no such thing as just one. I have one and one leads to 100, right? You have to be onto your brain. Write it down. Tell the truth of what happens in those moments. And celebrate not doing it. Now, the last thing I'll say about this, Susan, is it's very, very, very important to, you talked about eating on a calendar, eating on a schedule. I love that. Make sure you are eating regular, consistent meals, no matter what, on the clock. Not, am I hungry? Am I full? Is it a little, you want to eat real, beautiful, grounding meals you love that love you back, right? In amounts that leave you full. Because otherwise, if you are actually starving yourself or restricting things, and you're hungry, then it's going to be very hard to call out Murray because your body needs food. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Great. So again, go back, listen to those podcasts, think about joining the group. You'll get a lot of support with this. And just know Murray's gonna, fight like hell to keep that habit alive. So you want to fight like hell for future you. Susan, who wakes up tomorrow or goes to bed tonight, right? Like you want to be a person you want to lay down with. Oh, I did it. I did the thing. Go me. I'm so proud of myself. Amazing. Skylar said, great point. Meals you love that love you back. Exactly. Have definitely helped me when I focus and do just that. Yes. Yes. Again, because, when we say love, I love something, you love it before you do it. So when you're thinking about it, that's going to be so good. You eat it, delicious. And then you finish eating it and you're like, oh, I feel great. I'm so glad I had that meal versus why did I do that? Now I feel sick, all of that stuff, right? So love has three parts: before, during, and after. All right. Wow, that went fast. Okay, everybody. So it is the end of our call. And I would love for you to share a takeaway. So you came, you showed up. That's amazing. What are you taking with you from today's call? Share it in the chat and I will read it out. So important to share what you got from today so that you carry that with you into the rest of your day. So what are you taking with you? Just giving everyone a chance to share something. Anna, anticipate Murray's voice. Yes, beautiful. Tracy, watch for permission giving thoughts. Yes, Tracy, good. Misan, take a small step and celebrate and then repeat. Yes, Misan, amazing. Susan, catch those permission giving thoughts. Beautiful. I love it. I love it. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for showing up today. It was lovely to be with you. I will post the recording shortly. And you know how to reach me because you're here. So you're obviously on my mailing list and you have my email address and you know how to join the group. So I hope to see you soon. All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Bye.